What's going on, champs and chambettes? It's FireMonkey here, and today we are playing this laser death run by Ums. The code is on screen right now, as you can tell, 1217-3017-6149. You know, I've been playing a lot more death runs recently just because I've been working on my own death run in creative mode, trying to release it before creative mode 2.0 and all that stuff releases, and I thought, you know, it'd be a nice little visually pleasing map to play on while we talk about today's video, which is obviously relating to two different issues Epic Games are already aware of, and they've stated on their Fortnite status Twitter account that they're working on fixes for, which relates to that free curling iron emote that you might have qualified for during Winterfest, and the dub shotgun being disabled in competitive mode. So how did I do that? Okay, I don't know. I guess you could just mantle over live wires that are supposed to attack, well, I guess lasers that are supposed to kill you now. But anyways, you know, I'm just memeing on how Fortnite handles their game. Of course, it's not the developer's fault or anything. And when it comes to the first issue, which we want to talk about, which is relating to the Winterfest emote, can I be honest when I say that we all probably kind of like forgot that this emote was supposed to be given to anyone? Because it's like you heard about it for a while, right? It was one of those emotes that had existed, you knew it was going to release in the game at some point, but for the entirety of its existence, you got like a week or two in, and everyone just kind of forgot that this emote was a thing, right? It was like, it was occasionally in the newsfeed, so it's like you occasionally heard about it every once in a while, don't get me wrong, but it became such like a over-mentioned thing on the Fortnite newsfeed that I feel that, you know, it's justified that a lot of people, myself included, kind of forgot that you were even supposed to be granted this, right? But for anyone who forgot the whole entire issue, basically there was this curling iron emote that was going to be granted to players who played with 5 friends during Winterfest, and then, you know, Epic Games just kind of like had this issue where, you know, they were like, it's going to be granted on January 5th, January 6th. Those dates came around and Epic Games didn't grant it to anybody, so a lot of people were like, well, what's going on here? Because, you know, there was already an issue of not knowing if you played with 5 friends or not during Winterfest, because there was no way to track if you qualified for this free reward. But then they never granted it to anyone at all. Ooh, free secret XP, I'll take that. And Epic Games has officially stated on their Twitter account, which I'll go ahead and show the tweet on screen for you guys right now, that due to an unforeseen issue, they've delayed granting the curling iron emote Winterfest reward until next week. Now keep in mind this was posted Friday on January 6th, so this means that the week we are currently going into, so this week, we should be seeing this emote granted to us very soon, assuming that you qualified for the emote. Now, of course, Epic Games might have an issue where they were unable to actually track who played with how many friends or whatever, so there is a chance, right, and I'm not going to say this is a confirmation that they're going to do this at all, but there is a chance that maybe they'll grant the reward to anyone who logs in during a certain date, or, you know, anyone who just played during Winterfest, if one of those issues that were unforeseen that happened was one that made it literally impossible to track, you know, who is playing with their friends, right? So maybe something's going on like that. Maybe they're trying to find a way to do a make good where basically anyone, even those who didn't originally qualify for the reward, could get it, or something like that. We really just kind of got to wait and see, but I would love to hear in the comments down below, do you think you qualified for this reward? Did you play with 5 friends? I know for me, I'm in an iffy spot, right? Because it's like, I never really focused on trying to get the emote, but I do think I at least played in groups of people for long enough that, you know, we had at least one group that had like 6 people total in it, so I think I qualified for the reward, but it's like, I wish this stuff got tracked in game, right? I wish there was a way just to see it visually in game, so you wouldn't have to do a guessing game over, did I play with a friend or did I not? I don't know, right? It's just a weird situation where I personally prefer when you have a visualized way of tracking the stuff Epic Games is trying to, you know, personally track on their back end, because it's like, obviously they're tracking it somehow, so can't they make like a website or anything just to make it so we could track it as well? I just see it as something that would be a lot more useful for us to actually have. Now, in terms of our other issue for today's YouTube video, we have to talk about the dub shotgun. The dub shotgun has been officially disabled in competitive modes, and it might be for a very specific reason that wasn't really an exploit, or I guess kind of is in a way, but something that wasn't intended by Epic Games originally. And this all relates to one of the augments you're able to use in game, which is the like soaring sprint one. Basically, whenever you sprint and then jump, you'll have low gravity and you're able to get super high in the air, right? This was one of the augments that, you know, at first was like, okay, it's a little cool thing, but if anyone knows what the dub shotgun does, it pushes you further in the sky or whatever direction you are when you shoot it, and with this mixed with soaring sprint, in the very late game matches, you're able to use the dub shotgun and just infinitely go upwards, right? You're able just to keep going upwards as long as you have ammo, and it would allow you to basically just get as much height as humanly possible and just to, you know, stay in the air. So you could be in a situation where you have one other person playing a match, it's you versus one other team, right? Or one other person, however it is whenever you're playing solos, duos, squads, whatever, and then that person person sitting there in the circle properly, and they're like, where's the other guy, right? And then you're just in the sky, you know, shooting the dub shotgun nonstop, staying up there for as long as humanly possible, making it turn from an actual arena match into a waiting game. Because of this, Epic Games didn't disable like the soaring sprint augment or anything like that. Instead, they disabled the dub shotgun, but they only disabled it in competitive modes, meaning that you can still do that trick in normal battle royale, zero build included, but you're unable to do that in competitive. And I assume that this is going to be something that they actually tinker with in the future. Maybe they make it so that augment doesn't do that same effect with a dub shotgun or something in the future update. But as of right now, if you want to go flying in the sky, right, go ahead, grab the dub shotgun, grab the soaring sprint augment, go into a normal battle royale match, and have some fun just flying around. But of course, don't try doing it in competitive modes because the dub shotgun's been completely disabled, so all you'll be able to do is get the low gravity effect instead. Now, with that said, that's pretty much all we have to talk about today, right? We just had a little bit of an issue with one of the emotes that were supposed to be granted to us earlier. It will be getting granted granted to everyone eventually, but it is in this weird spot where it's just like, hey, you know, it's like, I wish we could track this so we wouldn't have to wonder and play a guessing game over, did I unlock that emote? Welcome to the hot new guessing game over here on the FireMonkey YouTube channel. With that said over, I hope this video was informative and gave you some information on some of the stuff you needed to know that's been changing with Fortnite, as we are currently in this like boring period where it's like, you know, there isn't much to do, right? There isn't much to do when it comes to like news or whatever, but I have been having fun, right? Don't get me wrong, even though there isn't much in terms of news, there's been a lot of fun little gimmicks and stuff happening on with Battle Royale that I've been enjoying, and I've been playing a lot more creative maps and stuff, and I've actually had people DMing me like their creative maps to play for videos and stuff, so maybe I'll do that soon. And it's just been a nice little vibe period where it's like, don't really have much going on, but at the same time, you're able just to kind of chill and, you know, hang out with some friends, do whatever you want to do, without having to worry too much over, hey, what collaboration am I going to have to spend $1 million on next time? So with that said, I'll see you champs and champettes tomorrow with another video, and peace out.